my friend. I was, we can have Zoom waves. Feel free to put yourself on speaker view and on gallery view because you just get different portals into different people's experience here. As I was getting ready, I was remembering something that Gay said about what is being present. And he was saying it's the art of being right with yourself. It's the art of being right with yourself. And my sense is that presenting ourselves right now can be challenging, especially for those of us who are living in the States and those of you who are visiting us from other countries. We're having a rather unsettled time right now. So the study of presence and how I can presence myself, especially amid the unexpected. And my sense is that there's been so much unexpected that has been occurring that looping and love scooping can be especially valuable right now to locate you right where you are. And so today I wanted to experiment with there's an internal loop and then an external loop. We think of loop of awareness as basically me to you and then back to me and me to the world and then back to me. And we can start there. So let your attention go somewhere in your body. So a body sensation, or let your attention go to your heart or your belly or your feet. But then I'd like you to meet your attention from the inside. So let your inner awareness come to meet. So for example, come to your heart, let your attention come to your heart, which we usually think of as eyeballs. Your eyeball attention is going to go to your heart. And then your inner eyeball, let your inner path come and meet you so that you're coming from both the inside and the outside to your heart. So play with that for a little bit. How would you do that? No, so there's not a prescribed way to do that, but let yourself play with meeting yourself from the inside and the outside. So it might be helpful if you just put your hand on your heart and then let your inner awareness come to meet your touch. And I find when I do that, there's a kind of a settling. Gay was asking me how I was doing this morning, and I said, well, I'm feeling a little wobbly. And he said, well, how are you doing that? And I said, well, I don't know yet. And he said, well, being an observer of your work for quite a while, I'd say to go ahead and do that more. So the wobblies. So notice what's going on in your heart, either from the inside or the outside, and do that a little more. So I'm going to go ahead and take my wobblies. Like, what's the feeling of my wobblies? And I'm going to give my awareness, my attention to it, rather than trying to go away from it. And as I do that, I feel the wobblies kind of, and here I am. And then I'd like you to let your attention go out somewhere, either just right around you or a little bit further, maybe outside of the room where you are. So you're letting your attention go there. And then can you let your inner awareness go there as well? So that you're letting your whole self turn toward. And notice how you do that. And then coming back to you. So we're doing outer loop, and then I'd like you to let yourself loop inside somewhere else, like your belly or your feet. So your awareness is going to you And then this vast inner space that you are, can you bring that to meet your belly? Because mostly with attention, we have a sort of a bounce off. And we think that's supposed to kind of make something be different. But what if the purpose were to just deeply presence? So letting yourself presence inside. And I find that also I'm wanting to take a breath in that direction. So notice if you're called to take a breath in the direction, like I'm taking a breath in the direction of my belly. And then take a breath and let your awareness go someplace different outside of your own space. And let your breath move to meet that as well. And then I always notice when my attention goes somewhere that my body energy shifts. So let your body energy support where your attention is going. I'm also noticing that I'm now wanting to stand, and I want to see if you also are wanting to stand and give yourself more of a chance to move. So the inner loop, so it can go in and then out. So in and then out and in and then out. See, when you shift your attention, it refreshes you. It unsticks, it unkinks the hose. So also notice the speed that gives you the most sense of presence and aliveness. I like to also go, oh yes, there's around. So I can go in and around me and then out and around. And then in and around. So I can feel a little bit of a wiggle wanting to happen today. You can wiggle off the wobbles, the wiggle wobbles. And let's bring in some love scoops with that. So you can do a big love scoop. Your attention can be a love scoop. Letting your attention go out and around. And I'm wanting to come home to my belly. And then in. And this time I can feel my attention kind of wanting to do a little survey. In and how you doing? How you doing? How's it going? And then out. How you doing out there? In and around. And let the love scoop combine that with one of the other fear melters. So I'm going to do a wiggle scoop because that's feeling really good to me. So I'm going to wiggle scoop and bring my wiggles into my wobbles. So whatever's going on with you, meeting that with your presence. Being with, which is what turns fear into love. Turning fear into love through presence. So wiggling, I'm doing wiggle scoops, and my scoops, I'm wanting to scoop into my thighs now and let them wiggle wobble a little bit more. And then a big love scoop out to people that you may not even know who are also having the wobbles today. And just presencing that, this love scoop, sending a wave of love. Looping actually works. People can feel it. So if there's somebody in your life that you know is experiencing the wobbles today, go ahead and first love scoop with yourself and feel that nice full reservoir. And then scoop some of that love and send it to others that you know are having the wobbles, and let that circle around them, including all of us in tiny love scoops and giant love scoops. So there might be a tiny little love scoop that you're wanting to give to some part of you. And there might be a giant love scoop that you're wanting to land on somebody. So play with combining fear melters with your love scoops, so a wiggle or a sumo scoop, and giving that to you, letting that fill up, and then a big wave of that to people that you might not even know, but you can just sense like over here, some love is wanted. And to go ahead and send that out, because the more you circulate love, the more there is. So as you're doing that, just notice where in you is still wanting some. I can feel my sacrum is wanting a little bit more. So I'm going to wiggle, scoop. And for me, touching really helps. So I can feel myself from the inside as I'm giving attention from the outside. So the more of your senses that you can bring to bear, the better. Oh, which is, let's add a because then that adds wonder and more of a vibration. So, and then out into the world. And I just felt mine going all the way around the world and then back to me. So you can do that. You can send it all the way around the world and then back to you. You know, or you can send it all the way around your neighborhood and then back to you. So scooping and including, yes, and you too, and you can be included. And anything inside you that feels gritchy or wobbly or blech, you can include that also. You can love scoop to that. And playing with pace that feels most delicious to you. So I can feel my wobbles now kind of turning into pulsation, and I can feel my feet. So feel any place in you that's wanting any more attention right now, like the top of your shoulders or your forehead or the backs of your knees. And then sending love out to this group and everybody that they know. So all of us, the boom, 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 all of us, and then all of you, the multitudes of you that can receive love. Yum. Yum, 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 yum. So thank you. Thank you for scooping and looping. And please continue doing that with yourself and with people you know and with people you don't know as you're moving around in the world. Love scoops work really well, especially when you're masked, because people can't see if you're smiling, but they can feel if you're looping. So you can include that in your week. And until we meet again, I'm going to go ahead and leave room for you all to connect with each other for a few minutes if you'd like to. So, until next time.